over the Easter weekend I competed in the Bolton Congress, so this is after showing you a couple of rapid plays, I'm going to show you a long play now. I was in the under 170 section with a grade of 153. My form has been quite good recently after a torrid start to the season, but this tournament in 2012 I got hacked and scored a measly 1.5 out of 5 and crucified my grade in the process. I'd only really come to this tournament to win it, grading players at the Blitz, which I did of course, and I used my part of my money at Manchester to enter. My opponent Karl at 166 ECF and over 1900 Elo actually beat me at the Blitz last year, and it's quite an active play for Leicestershire, so it's going to be tough and complex, I guess. I played E4. I had seen my opponent have some bad losses with the French, and I had no idea what he played for D4. Turns out he plays the triangle system, which I really hate facing because these moves. Just add them. You either have to play a razor sharp note boom, which is where black gets two connected queenside pass pawns. You have to play either like a Marshall Gambit, which is E4 on this move, or you have to lock in your bishop and then black can play F5 with a favourable Stonewall Dutch because the bishop has wasted the move so it won't be being kettled. Or you can catch on D5, which allows the drawish exchange slab. And I sweat the French, so E4 it is. E6, D4, D5, Knight D2. I decided to play the Taras because I knew he played 3 Knight F6, which I know deeper than the Pacific Ocean. I played Bishop D3. F4 is the other main move, and my opponent got hacked by this in 17 moves at Buxton in 2012. However, I don't like it much. Bishop D3, C5, C3, Knight C6, Knight E2. Knight Gf3 is the dangerous cautionary gambit. White gambit's D4. Knight E2, CD, CD, F6. And now E takes F6. F4 was played against me at Manchester Rapid Play, but this is a bad move. F takes E5, then black has the tactical shot. Knight takes D4. Where if the piece gets regained and black has won an important central pawn, which my opponent fell for. And the lesser of the two evils, D takes E5, allows bishop C5, and white has problems castling. Not good. So E takes F6, Knight takes F6, with white has this target on E6 to aim at and outpost on E5. So white has moves like bishop B5 trading off a defender of E5, and then other knight comes to F3 and then just grind black down. But black also has the F file of dynamism. Castles, bishop D6, bishop D, Knight F3. Now he castled an interesting move, allowing me to instigate that squad bishop swap immediately. What I play as black is Queen C7, and then white can either play bishop G5 or G3. Castles and bishop F4. Basically, white's idea was to trade off black's good bishop for white's bad bishop, with this trying to get the dark square bishops off. Queen C7 aims to delay that, so white has to spend a move playing bishop G5 to H4 or G3 bishop F4, and this weakens the light squares around white's king and loosens F3, but it's good. But the main move is bishop G5. After castle, she played bishop H4, and then black does a maneuver as well with bishop D7, bishop E8, bishop H5, which I got off Brandon actually, which is like what you do in Stonewall and classical Dutch, which is why I play in the French and the classical Dutch is a good idea because some of the ideas are similar, like this bishop D7, bishop E8, F file pressure. So anyway, back to the game. So castling, I had bishop F4 immediately, but black does get a tempo. Knight E4. White has to be careful now actually, and I couldn't remember the theory. I played this very odd move, which I'm not sure is any good. I didn't play Knight E2 because when playing against the Knight F6 Taras French main line, you have to watch out for the thematic rook takes F3 sack, and this is playable in this position. So after rook takes F3, G takes F3, Knight G5, attacking this pawn. Say King H1, now E5. And black obtains very dangerous play against the white king as compensation, and this is not what I want. He also told me after the game in post-mortem he was going to do that as well. There's bishop takes c4, just blunders a piece. Both these guys are hanging. Knight h3 is bad because after e5, of course now bishop takes h3 is threatened and the game's being opened up towards the white king. And my opponent expected queen c1, and then he would play queen f6 and knight e2. And now black has an interesting try where he can accept an IQP and open his light square bishop up with e5, d takes, knight takes, queen takes, f3 and knight f6. Where white can try and hack that d5 pawn off the board by blockading it, but black has a lot of activity and compensation, so I quite like this for black. h5, g6. This move was played instantly and actually seems to win a pawn by force. Well, the way I played it, it did. So after knight g3, knight takes, I played f takes, which is bad. H takes g3 is a lot better. But I'd seen some tricks down the f file, but now we played queen b6. And both these guys are forked. d4 and b2. I thought, oh, I'm going to get hacked at this tournament again now. I played king h1, just so there's no pawns going with check or anything. And now we played knight takes d4. And I played knight g5. I actually thought I could actually get some attacking chances in this position. Knight e5 is the only was played the last time this position was reached, and the game ended in a very tough and complex draw. After knight g5, he played bishop d7. Me and my opponent after the game thought this was a blunder, but it is the best move. If queen c7, which is what I thought was best actually, I play rook takes f8, king takes f8, and now bishop takes g6. And black's king safety has been shot to pieces, and the pawn's been regained. The best move is actually rook takes f1 check. Queen takes f1, queen c7, queen f6, queen g7, and now check. And white is nothing better to do than just take a repetition, because otherwise we just pawn down. And it's better to draw with black than white. But bishop d7, I played a very bad move now. I played queen g4. I should have played, well, I could have tried knight takes h7. Now the knight is immune, because if king takes h7, then with check, checkmate. But black can play rook takes f1, queen takes f1, and now black can hold with a move bishop b5. Very hard move to find though. Bishop takes b5, queen takes b5, and queen f6, and now black takes tonight, and white is nothing better than the perpetual. You can try taking the knight, but then to play for a win, but black has enough to hold the balance. And in fact, black have a better thing, so I have two connected passed pawns in the centre, and white has double pawns on the king side. The best move was rook takes f8 check, rook takes f8, and then knight takes h7. The knight is still immune, and after rook f7, bishop takes g6, takes. And black's king is very open, but he does have two pieces for a rook and pawn, which is usually better at middle game, and two connected passed pawns at the centre, and white has three passed pawns on the king side, but one's doubled. This would be a very interesting position to play in. Both sides have chances to win, but white is to be slightly preferred. The problem with queen g4 is you could actually play h5, which you didn't play, but I just thought this was bad. But to be honest, we didn't even consider this because g6 is weak now, but weaknesses are only weak if they can be exploited, as King Squishy has stated numerous times in his videos. After this continuation, white is struggling to find compensation for the pawn, but it blundered with knight f5. I played queen h3, continuing that plan, which I played with queen g4, and now he blundered again with h6. He had to play h5 now, but now because white's queen is not attacked, I can play g4. And black should just let his knight drop and try to defend with two pawns for a piece, because otherwise all sorts of nasties happen to his king. This. And that looks like curtains to me. which wouldn't be very good. We played h6, which is even worse because now I played bishop takes f5, and now black is dropping big material. And I thought he might resign at this position, to be honest, but no such luck. He played rook takes f5. This clears the f8 square at the cost of the exchange. If the knight is taken this way, then that mates in 1 on h7. If king g7 is tried, then we have knight takes e6, bishop takes, or white is just a piece up. If the taken this way, then that mates on h7, and this also gets mated. But after rook takes f5, I played rook takes f5, which I was also a blunder, so it's a double blunder. I had to play queen takes a6 first, friend's mate, and then after rook takes g5 is the only way to stop it. So it transposes actually to the game, but minus the blunder, because he in return routinely played h takes g5 when he could have chucked in queen takes b2, and now white's back rank is weaker than the dead fly. After rook a1, g takes f5, queen takes a6, queen g7, black's now a pawn up. But he blundered, so I put it right. And I played a bad move again, actually. I just took back routinely, but I should have played rook f6. King g7, if king g7, rook f1 actually mates the black king. So he has to drop g6 with check, not good. Rook takes g5, king g7, I played queen g4. I play now with h4, h5, continuing the attack. Bishop e8 to protect g6. And now I played rook e1, which was just playing for a cheapo. Of course I should bring the rook to the open file. To queen e3. The only move that doesn't lose on the spot. Queen h4, queen d3, queen f4. And now black collapses on the f file and Carnage quickly follows. And black is lost. The point being with rook e1 is if you played, which I expected, bishop f7, I have this decisive shot if you want to try and spot it. Please stop the video now. Rook takes g6 check. Bishop takes g6, rook takes e6, and black has to give the queen up. And white has queen and 2 pawns, so rook and bishop, and all black's pawns are going to drop off as well. They're going to start to fall like flies. But after rook c8, my weak back rank is now a potential tactical liability. I played h4. I could have won a pawn actually with rook takes d5, exploiting the pin. Rook c2, d5, queen takes b2, takes e6, bishop f7, and rook 6 e2. White is exchange up and the pawn, but back up win a2. So white should maybe try and swap stuff off instead of trying for mate. But now black plays queen f2 and he jettisons the weak e6 pawn to bring his queen and rook dangerously close to my king and exploit my weak second rank. Good fighting chess to my opponent in his lost position. I play queen e5, queen takes e6, rook c2, black has a mate for it. Queen e5 check. Surprisingly, black's king can't be mated by check speed, but rook is going to have a passively sit on g1. King e7, now queen e7 check. If rook g1 straight away, which I thought was best after the game. Bishop f7, h5, rook e2, takes, queen e6, queen f7. This still, of course, wins for white, but the advantage isn't as big as queen e7 check. Now, queen e7 check I thought was a blunder after the game, because I thought it lost the tempo. Now, first of all, I had some hallucination, and no, I didn't take magic mushroom. I thought for some reason he had to play king a6. And I've seen some beautiful rook sacrifice with rook h5. If takes with the king, then that's mate in 1. Takes with the pawn, we have check, 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 mate. I'd calculate that as well. But he played bishop f7, rook g1, and now rook e2. And now she just played rook e5, rook takes b2, rook takes d5, it's a pin. 2 takes, and now black is toast, he's down too much material. But I grabbed b7, and now he played rook e4. Now this actually threatens a mate for black now, because he can sack his rook and then mate with just his queen on the h file. So I played queen d7, because now I can block with the queen if he tries sacking, and also pins the bishop so he can't block me out with bishop e6, king h6. So now of course he wants to play bishop e6. But now in this position I want to play rook g4. If I play rook g4 safely, it will practically kill the game off, but then it seems that bishop e6 wins for black. Does it? I blundered with queen h3. Rook g4, bishop e6, I have queen d8. The rook is immune due to a beautiful mate on h8. Missed that, not good. And now after this blunder, bishop e6, even the materialistic engine said that white is slightly better, and I is only slightly better, and I'm exchanged and 2 pawns up in material. This shows that I'm getting pasted out of nowhere. I have to play queen h2 and now d4. Now I am either in danger of losing. My pieces are all inferior to their black counterparts, and this d pawn is being rammed down my throat. I need to get my pieces back into the game, and this game is going to have to be won all over again. Played rook d1, at least a good move, preparing queen g1 to bring the queen back into the game. But now if you played bishop g4, rook c1, d3, now it is better. But he played bishop f5, queen g1, queen takes b2 and queen f1, moving the queen for 1 square for about the 4th or 5th move. But now black's king becomes vulnerable again, and now he blundered with queen c2, which allows a beautiful combination. So black should have played queen b6, but now white can continue unravelling. As long as the d pawn doesn't queen, white will win. After queen c2, now I played rook c1, a very strong intermezzo actually, my favourite move after the game, because some tricks on the c file. Now after queen d2, you want to try and have a game of spot the win now for white. How did I win this game? We'll resume now. I played rook takes f5, kablam. My opponent played his first 17 or 18 moves instantly, but now he went down to 1 minute while I was analysing whether this sack could be taken or not. But it was close to time control, so that didn't matter much. b39. And yeah, she's completely winning because he can't take the sack, so he's just going to end up a rook behind. Check. If king goes this way, then obviously it wins. If king h7 and the pawn f5 pawn goes with check, so that wins. And I also see now to king g7. Black and white can just play queen takes f5, and it's just killing. There's no way to stop the mates, and my king can easily hide in h2. And if black tries to go crazy with this, that is game over. White's just a rook up, so it can't be taken. And of course now it's just easy. He played d3, which actually allows another mate, which is similar to one which I saw during the game, but I didn't get a chance to play. And now I could have just done this mates. If king takes, then that mates. If the pawn takes, then that that mates. And if he tries ignoring the sack, king g7, then that mates. So that was 4 spot. I played rook f2. This leads to the win of black's d pawn and made my opponent resign next move, because since his last asset has bit the dust. After queen e3, rook f3, he resigned. And black threw in the towel. What a wild game between two hackers. I had to win this game twice thanks to a combination of active counterplay from my opponent and then me trying to play for cheapos. I must have been thinking of Rabbi Kuman's British Championship commentary with him and his cheapos. I played some parts of this game really well, others like a 1 ECF. However, this is my joint best winning slow play and gave me the confidence boost ready to hack some more 160s up. Did I beat any more 160s, or did I just get hacked? Well, stay tuned for more. But this is round 1 from the Bolton Easter series complete, and please leave in the comments some thoughts. Thanks very much.